everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So we're just taking a look at Avalanche here, Avax. We haven't actually looked at Avalanche in a good while, so we thought that we'd essentially, take a look at it, mark out some key levels, and see essentially, where we're at. I can see a few key levels, right off the bat. Really, it's pretty obvious. If you know like anything about charts, you can see quite clearly there are levels here that have seen a lot of reactions to them. We've got another level here, we'd say realistically, and obviously we'd say the all-time high. The all-time high, swing high up there being a key level as well. Just like most cryptocurrencies, Avalanche, as we can see very clearly here, has formed a range looking something like this, where essentially we've got the top of the range, we test the bottom, we test the top, we test the bottom, and basically we've been stuck under our EMAs for a good while in reality, haven't we, for Avalanche as well. If we just take a look at how, we got up to $146 at the all-time high. That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Let me get my magnet here. Drag this from the high down to that swing low just there. Down around 90% for Avalanche. So obviously, as we've been saying in all of our videos, in bear markets, we do see altcoins tend to roll around 90-95% before they do start to find bottoms. And as we can see here, Avalanche down here around 90.5% from that all-time high. A massive drop, currently at around $18.50. As we can quite clearly see, obviously when we were getting up here, we were seeing bearish divergences on the daily. The price action here moving to the upside, RSI moving to the downside. We obviously, top out here. We reset on our RSI, but we just can't. We're basically, we start to reach this massive peak. The whole market starts to roll over, and then obviously the rest is history. We start losing key levels of support. One of the key levels being here, very key level of support at around $50. Once we roll over from there, it's a huge capitulation for Avax, all the way down to around $13. Very critical level, obviously, that $50-ish area being a key level of psychological support. Once we lost that, we rolled all the way down to our next critical level, which was all the way down here, really, in and around this area here, around, that $15 to $20 level. We got an overextension of $15, didn't we? But we actually had a decent bounce up to around $30 and then back down again. You can see this whole time, just like most cryptos as well, ever since we started rolling, we've been stuck under our EMAs pretty much the entire time. Stuck under the 20 here, stuck under the 20, stuck under the 20, we come down, stuck under the 20, stuck here, but we did finally break out. A little bit of consolidation between our EMAs, but with Bitcoin, obviously, basically every single chart shows this pattern, that kind of rising wedge formation we saw for Bitcoin. We did see ourselves come up, we tested the top of the range above the 55 EMA for about a week, but essentially we rolled back under, didn't we? And then we're stuck under the 20, stuck under the 20, and then we finally, for a few cryptocurrencies that we've been looking at today, we have finally seen ourselves breaking out. We've tested the low again, haven't we? And then we've come up, we broke our 20, and we broke our 55 here, currently consolidating over the past few days for Avalanche, which is very interesting to see. And if I just draw in a few key resistances here, what we'll probably see is that just like a lot of cryptos, we have seen ourselves breaking out of some key levels of resistance. You can see here there's a resistance looking something like this, and we've obviously got a larger resistance which will be somewhere up here like this, which we'll come and tackle at a later date. But for now, you can see we've got resistance here and here. Kind of tested it here, but we didn't even get there, did we? And now looking like we have officially, we've come down and we've made the decision to hold the low, and we've actually come up and broke out of resistance, broke out of both of our EMAs. Now looking like we are chopping it up, potentially consolidating here. And we'd say, these are all good signs, aren't they? They're all bullish signs. And we've said for basically every crypto, our target, if we keep breaking through these levels of resistance, it's the top of the range, isn't it? So we're heading up to around $30 for Avax over the next month or so. We would say if Bitcoin keeps doing what it's doing and heading towards the top of its range respectively, you're probably going to see Avalanche highly correlated to Bitcoin as it continues to head up, heading up towards the top of the range yet again, as it was here when it was highly correlated to Bitcoin back in, when was this? August, start of August, heading up towards this $30 level. This $30 level, that's a very nice gain from here, isn't it? Realistically, we're looking at this and thinking about putting in some cheeky longs for Avax, because that's a nice 65% gain if we do head up to this next technical target, which is the top of the range. Obviously we've got a bit of resistance here at around $20, but it's pretty much, it's fairly clean sailing towards the top of that range, especially with the, all the bullish things that we are seeing here. We've got really good momentum to the upside on the RSI. You can see quite clearly there's a good amount of breakout structure here. We've retested support, We broke out of resistance. We broke out of 2 key levels in the EMAs as well. We'd probably expect, considering all of the confluence that we are seeing here, that we could see Avax heading up towards the top of that range again fairly soon, probably in the next month or so, in our opinion. So if we just take a quick look at the fibs, we can just get an idea of some of our key targets. So just dragging this from that bull market high down to that low, looking something like that. And you can see we've got a level here that we do need to target first before the range. On the Fibonacci, that 0.23 is at around $24. This probably will be a key level. You can see this has actually been, you know, fairly well respected in the past so far. So we'd say realistically, this would be our next target at $24. Obviously, we'll probably see something maybe like this, come up, test it, pull back, hopefully come back and retest support and start to head up through some of these levels. We'd say, you know, heading to the upside, these would be our next targets at around $24 here. And then heading up also towards that $30 level at the top of the range. So, but obviously if we do roll over, we do want to see ourselves back testing some of these key levels. But if we do lose support again, we will be probably heading back down towards the bottom of the range at around $15 for another retest, maybe before, you know, a continuation. But, you know, looking like potentially here, starting to see the formation of a double bottom like we've seen for quite a few cryptocurrencies. And, you know, if we come up and we target this level here, we could potentially see ourselves doing something like this, where we come up and make a, you know, this is essentially a higher, an equal high, and then an equal low. And then if we come up and make that higher high, higher low, flipping the bear market structure, forming bullish structure, we're making higher highs and higher lows up through our levels like this. If we start to see that, then, you know, that's going to be confirmation that maybe we're heading back into a bull market. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.